Breaking citizenship changes and detention expansion in 2025. Today, we are looking at urgent developments shaking the U.S. immigration system. Citizenship rules are changing, detention centers are expanding, and the future for families and applicants is on the line. The shockwave in citizenship. Immigration used to feel predictable. The long waits, the familiar steps, and a slow but steady system. That pattern is breaking apart. New rules are pushing citizenship applications onto a different track. For some, the door may open faster. For others, new hurdles are appearing in unexpected ways. The administration frames this as modernization, but immigrants and families see something different. A system where the timelines are shifting and the risks are rising. Citizenship today is not just about waiting your turn. It's about navigating a system moving faster and demanding far more precision than ever before. The largest detention center in U.S. history. At the same time, the government has quietly opened the largest immigration detention facility in the nation. Thousands of people may be housed inside its walls. Officials describe it as efficiency, a tool to reduce backlogs, improve processing, and speed up enforcement. But advocates warn it could become a mass deportation pipeline. Families in limbo may now be facing detention under harsher conditions. Community leaders worry that scaling up enforcement means families will suffer in the process. The message is clear: detention is no longer limited. It is expanding, and the government is preparing for higher numbers. What it means for families seeking citizenship. For families filing green cards or naturalization, the environment feels different. The rules are tightening. The margin for error is shrinking. A mistake once fixable through a motion or correction could now lead straight to denial or even referral to immigration court. The stakes are dramatically higher. Applicants waiting for citizenship interviews must prepare earlier. Stronger evidence, clearer documents, more organized files. Old assumptions about processing times can no longer be trusted. Every detail matters. Every document counts. The path to approval is still open, but far less forgiving. Citizenship backlogs versus fast-track denials. The government talks about cutting backlogs, but many applicants report a different reality: faster denials. A small gap in work history, a missing tax transcript, a document out of sequence. Instead of receiving a request for evidence, applicants are getting rejection notices. Immigration lawyers describe cases being closed abruptly. Inconsistencies that once invited clarification now invite removal proceedings. This is the dark side of efficiency, speed without fairness. A system that moves quickly, but not always in a way that serves justice. Why detention expansion matters. The expansion of detention is not random. It reflects enforcement priorities under the Trump administration. DHS is funding facilities designed to process cases faster. Officials say it will unclog immigration courts. Critics warn it reduces human beings into case numbers. If your case ends up in detention, your chances of fighting back shrink. Limited access to attorneys, fewer chances to gather evidence, greater pressure to accept removal. For immigrants fighting for lawful status, detention is not just a setback. It is a life-altering barrier. Key questions families are asking. Will these changes affect pending naturalization cases? Yes. Officers are reviewing applications under new standards. Expect tighter scrutiny and quicker interview calls. What happens if my form has a mistake? Previously, USCIS issued a request for evidence. Now, denial or court referral is more likely. Every detail must be flawless. How will the detention center affect ordinary families? It signals broader enforcement. Those with pending cases or denied applications could face detention sooner than before. Is there any good news? Yes. Some applicants with strong files are moving faster than ever. If your case is airtight, citizenship may arrive sooner. The double-edged sword of speed. Speed can be both a blessing and a curse. For well-prepared applicants, faster interviews mean shorter waits, quicker answers, and relief from years of uncertainty. But for those with unprepared cases, speed means no second chances, no time to correct errors, no cushion to fix mistakes. The message is simple: preparation is everything. The more precise and complete your case, the better your chances of surviving this new system. Enforcement under Trump. Under President Trump, immigration enforcement is being redefined. USCIS is no longer just a benefits agency. It is acting as an enforcement partner. The opening of massive detention centers shows the administration's intent: faster removals, narrower paths to status. Citizenship is not being revoked, but the road to citizenship is being reshaped into something far riskier. Supporters call this integrity and accountability. Critics say it undermines due process. Either way, immigrants now face a system with less tolerance for mistakes. How to prepare the right way? So, what can you do in this environment? Double-check every form before filing. Even small typos can be costly. Collect strong supporting evidence early. Don't wait for a USCIS request. Stay informed about policy shifts. Rules are changing monthly, sometimes weekly. Seek professional legal guidance. A qualified immigration attorney could make the difference between approval and referral to court. In today's system, preparation is not optional. It is survival. Pockets of good news. Not all developments are negative. Some green card holders are being called for interviews in record time. Certain naturalization applicants are being sworn in within just 12 to 14 months, a pace that seemed impossible only a few years ago. These faster approvals show that strong, well-prepared applications can succeed even under stricter rules. The system may be harder, but it still rewards persistence and accuracy. What comes next? Looking forward, the combination of new citizenship standards and detention expansion suggests a system with three clear directions. Cases will move faster. Officers will hold more discretion. Detention will play a larger role. For families, this means urgency, filing correctly, preparing early, staying alert to every policy announcement. The message is clear: change is here, and more is on the horizon. Detention expansion moves at record speed. In August 2025, ICE announced plans to double detention capacity, rising from 50,000 beds to more than 100,000 across the country. This expansion is fueled by a $45 billion funding surge. Facilities are being built in Texas, California, Georgia, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Indiana. Officials describe the move as essential for enforcement and backlog reduction. Critics warn it marks the largest mass detention expansion in U.S. immigration history. The Fort Bliss facility raises concerns. The government has opened its largest ever detention center at Fort Bliss, a military base near El Paso, Texas. The cost, $1.2 billion. Initially, 1,000 detainees are housed inside the facility, but officials confirm it has capacity to hold up to 5,000 immigrants at once. Advocates fear the military setting limits transparency, reduces legal access, and accelerates removals. For families, Fort Bliss symbolizes the rising scale of immigration enforcement. Final thoughts. This is not a time to be passive. Citizenship rules are shifting, and detention capacity is growing. For some, this brings relief through faster processing. For others, it brings fear through stricter denials and rising enforcement. Everyone navigating this system must act with urgency and awareness. The immigration process is moving faster. To succeed, you must move smarter. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for future updates. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.